Slam too. Legs.
You guys can probably come in and sit down. All right, so we're just gonna, when we would start a practice, you guys can just take a seat. We're gonna be here for like 15 or 20 minutes.
You can barely see it, to be honest. Like, it's kind of like a
But we would have basically a 3-hour block. I don't know if we're gonna get about 3 hours in with you guys, but we would have a 3-hour block. The first half hour would be film. Whatever, once we're in season, it would be either looking at game film from the previous game or looking at the opponent that we're going to be playing next. So this is in a preseason like this, we'd be going over what we'd be working on in practice, so you can see it, how it's supposed to look, and then we go out and hopefully replicate it. So this is from my last year at Skyline, and our team was not great, but at the same time they ran their stuff pretty well, considering the level that we had there. No, it's all right. It's going to warm up here. Now we're going to do our early break with you guys, and Coach was talking about the Princeton offense, which if there is a stigma to it, it's that it is a slow offense. Well, that's not what it's designed to be. It's designed to be an offense that is to try to find a good opportunity. So different than most offenses is that you can run it forever if you want to, but it doesn't mean you have to. The better your athletes are, the quicker you can run this stuff. Many NBA teams run all of these actions in their 24-second clock. And I coached in Boston. We had a 30-second shot clock. We had really good athletes. It was never an issue. Okay, but coming out here with no shot clock, when we had teams like this that weren't that talented, we could take a minute off the clock if we wanted to, but that was never the goal. The goal was to get a good shot, and sometimes it takes longer to get a good shot because it's harder for guys to create opportunities for themselves. Now, in the quick break, or slow break, or fast break, whatever, we're trying to push the ball. Okay, so when we're looking at here, the first, get this thing going. Okay, now, when we're trying to go off a missed shot or off a steal, and generally, depending on the level of, team you're playing against, if you get a steal, you should be in a quick break, fast break opportunity. Okay, defensive rebounding, if you have a poor team with transition defense, we see the team in the red here, East. If they're slow on getting back, and we have an opportunity like this on a 2-on-1, we work on 2-on-1 today. Okay, we want to be outside the, there we go. We want to be outside the lane. Okay, so we want to keep our spacing not too far. We have these volleyball lines, which are really helpful. Okay, 2-on-1, we want to be inside the volleyball line, okay, but outside the lane, keeping good spacing like this, making this guy have to commit. Okay, when this guy commits to the ball, then we make the pass. Okay, so right here, this would be a great opportunity for this guy potentially to have made that pass a little bit earlier. Okay, he does a little Euro step and scores. And our rule with our point guards is always going to be take the ball to the rim until you're stopped. Okay, so especially if you have a good, strong point guard, there is no reason for you to give up that ball unless you have to, okay? Now, if we don't have a strong point guard, then maybe we want to kick it up the wing, okay? And it all depends on your personnel. Of course, Coach will be working with you on that, on what decisions to make. But again, right here, 2-on-1, this could be a quick pass right here. Doesn't necessarily have to, be a bounce pass. Okay, right here, it could be a nice chest pass, okay, right there, and the guy lays it in. Okay, so 2-on-1. Okay, the goal is always to get a layup. One defender back, we want one pass maximum. Okay, any more than one pass, okay, you've blown that opportunity. Now, defensive rebounding, it's a little bit harder, okay, especially when teams are getting back. And here we have 4 guys ahead of the ball, but we've had a post player, and our post players are going to run rim to rim. Okay, so know who you are. If you're a perimeter player, you're going wide. If you're a post player, you're running rim to rim. And if you can get, oftentimes, defensive post players, and it looks like these two are their defensive post players, or maybe these two, okay, are slow getting back in transition, which is common. You can oftentimes just put it right over the top if you've got a guy who's running out hard, and that post player can get layups.
God, who's coaching that white team on that?
All right, so here we go again. Okay, looking to push. Now here's a good opportunity. We got a post player who's going rim to rim. We've got a guy here who may be thinking, if I can get to that rim, I would go. If not, he's going to widen out to the corner, and that's going to open up space for our point guard here, who is going to look to try to. And I think we got two post players right here, so we got a wing spot open here that we don't have a guy filling. He's trailing the play, which is going to happen in fast break where it doesn't come out perfect. So our point guard right now is going to drive into this gap right here. This wing's actually going to come behind, okay, and we've got a little spot right here. Now ideally he'd be down here if he were quicker getting out on that break, but you know, again, not a perfect world, okay? But point guards look to get the ball to the lane. You're not necessarily getting to the basket, but if you can get that ball to the lane, okay, drawing defense in, either you're going to try to score or you're going to kick it out for an open three. Okay, here's another one here. We've got a post player, okay, who looks like maybe he could get a pass there. Okay, this time we've kicked it to the wing, and the wing drove. Okay, defensive rebound, find your guard. Now we had multiple guys who could handle the ball, and again, that's a decision that coach would make. Okay, I've had teams where we've had a dominant point guard where it's like, I don't want us outletting to a two guard. Okay, find our point guard at all times. Okay, other teams like this one, we had multiple guys who could run the point. So now it's this guy's turn. His job, get to the lane. Okay, if he can get into this lane, suck in defense. Okay, all kinds of opportunities present themselves. Now he could have hopefully beaten this guy one-on-one. All right, gotten into here, and then he would have had all kinds of options. But he kicks it up early. All right, and this guy gets an open three. We want layups or threes. Okay, layups or threes, especially in the break, but generally that's what we want all the time. Layups and threes, okay, or free throws. Okay, especially when a perimeter guy rebounds the ball like this, we should be going. Okay, eliminating that post to perimeter pass speeds things up. So if you're a perimeter guy and you get a long rebound, look to push. All right, again, trying to get to the lane, okay, and we have two post players here, so we kind of have a tight situation here. So the point guard, again, is just trying to get in here and see what he has. And again, if you can take it yourself, point guard, take it. If they don't stop you, okay, go. Now, slow break. Okay, point guards are going to have to determine if I can't get to the lane on my own and I can't kick it up to a wing, or I don't want to kick it up to a wing because the wing can't do anything with it. What we call slow break is you just put on the brakes as a point guard right about the volleyball line, and what we're going to have is the first post player should be down here, second post player will set this high ball screen. Now, if we're going to put this in today, I mean, the nice thing about this is that off every defensive rebound or steal, there's no calls. Okay, you're trying to push, and if you don't like it, they have too many guys back, we'll go right into slow break without even a call. It's automatic, which is nice from the standpoint of a coach or as a player. The other team doesn't know what you're doing. You're not making any calls. It's automatic. So, big guys, if you see point guard slowing down here, okay, if you're the second post player, we got to fill this spot here. I think they're trying to figure it out on the weak side. But we're going to have that little high ball screen. And again, point guard, if you can get in there and score, score. Okay? Okay, again, right here, he's putting on the brakes. All right, we're going to go set that high ball screen. We're going to have another post player here who's going to fill. We have a wing, staying as wide as possible, keeping the open part of the floor. I mean, look at all this space he has to work with now. Now this guy's going to roll and we're going to fill, okay, with our posts. Okay, the roll, you can see it's like 3 men in a phone booth here. Okay, we're not going to get anything off of that roll. All right, so point guard, unless there's a major breakdown defensively, and perhaps you could see that roll. But generally, this is for the point guard to find a lane and to penetrate, especially if they stay with this strong side wing, which many teams do, which is because they're trying to protect against that 3. So just backing it up here. Okay, if they stay with that strong side wing, like number 5 here is doing, all right, great. Point guard, take it. Okay. Now you can see what happens here is this guy is looking to turn this corner. Okay, this guy's staying with the strong side corner. We got this huge driving line, roll, taking up space, and we have the fill here. And this guy's always wide open, okay, going away from the ball. And that's going to be your bailout if you have nothing. Okay, and that'll be the next option. But point guard, try to take it. Okay, and this guy does a good job. All right. So again, whoop. I'm out of practice with the remote. All right, so coming in again. All right, we're looking at first post, looks like right there, I think. We got wing here, and again, the point guard is trying to create. Feels like there's too many guys back. All right, puts on the brakes, waits for the high ball screen. I guess that was a wing, so here's our first post. So he'll bypass, and it'll be the second post that will come and set that screen. Okay, now, we're going to work on this today. If this guy goes underneath that screen, okay, like he does right there, what should this guy do? Shoot it. Goes under a screen, shoot it. If you can't shoot it when your man goes under a screen, all right, that's a problem. Okay, your man goes, and there's usually a reason guys go under screens. It's because they don't think this guy can shoot. All right, so if you're one of those guys where other teams are constantly going underneath screens, you got to work on your shot because you can't get a better look than this right here. All right, so he goes under the screen, we shoot the ball. Okay, now. Okay, high ball screen here. Now, one important point is this guy's got to wait. All right, get out by this volleyball line and wait for the post man to come, because the more we set this screen on the side, the more room you're going to have off that screen. So right here, not great. Okay, and all this guy is doing right now, and it's this guy's fault. Okay, because he hasn't waited. Okay, but now you've got much less room. Okay, now you can see, I mean, they're set up really nicely here. There's going to be nothing. Okay, there's going to be nothing. But our point guard is still probing. This guy's going to stay with the strong side corner. And if you got good point guards who can kind of create something, is this a great opportunity? Not really, but if you got a guy who's pretty good, all right, he can create something out of nothing if you just give him some space. And that's what this offense is trying to do, is create space so hopefully guys can make a play. Okay, so here we go again. Okay, we got the screen. Again, ideally the screen would be over in what we call the slot, which is the side of the lane extended right about here. It's the key position for us. That's actually where we want that screen set. So again, this is too close to the middle of the floor, which limits our point guard's ability, okay, to have a lot of room. But this guy goes under the screen. Okay, this guy should be thinking shot, which he is. Okay, slow break again. All right. This time the guy tries to fight over the screen, and that's what ends up happening. You know, the guy goes under, you shoot it, and you hit a three. Now he's going to, coach is telling him to fight over those screens, so he does. And look at the huge driving line that's created. That guy goes over the screen, you should be thinking, drive that gap. Okay, drive that gap. All right, and now it's either make a play. Now this guy, if he sucks in, you might have this option here. Okay, and again, if you've got nothing here, you're always going to have the roll guy is going to take up space, and you'll have the fill guy up top. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. He just takes the, looks like he's going to throw it back to that fill guy, and now we have the high-low. Now this is not, we're going to show you better form than this, but this guy's so wide open, he just turns. Okay, but he's going to be looking to reverse pivot seal on that throwback. I think we'll get a better one here in a second. But that would be your next option. If you don't shoot it, which fill guy, if you're a decent post player who can shoot it, you're going to have wide open shots. If not, we look high-low. Okay, so slow break here. Again, we're a little impatient here. Okay, this is close to a moving screen. Okay, but again, they got four guys back. Maybe he could drive and kick here to this guy. Okay, if not, okay, he'll stretch it a little bit. We got the fill guy, and you can see a lot of times post guys, they're worried about this guy penetrating. They'll stick around in here. The roll guy is almost like setting a screen. And look how wide open that fill guy is. And catch, and we're just going to catch, pivot, and shoot. If you're that wide open, okay, that's a great shot if you can shoot it. Okay. Now, notice footwork for number 31 is a little better than the previous one. Not great, but he's trying to get that seal. And we just didn't have strong post players, which is unfortunate. Okay, but you can see right here, this will be the footwork anyway that we're trying to get. This guy's almost like setting a screen, but now he's going to reverse pivot seal. Okay, and if this guy were respecting him more, it'd just be one-on-one in that post. All right, and you can see him trying to seal right there, and that's what we want. Okay, so imagine this guy is up here. We're thinking shot or dump down, okay, one-on-one. Okay, now again, he can't quite hold that position, and the guy's wide open anyway, but that's what we're looking for. Okay, one more time. Okay, slow break again. Be patient, point guard. Okay, help yourself out by being patient, giving yourself more room. Now, he doesn't like it. He's going to stretch. Okay, now watch this right here. He's going to jump stop, reverse pivot seal, and try to blow that guy up. And you can imagine if you had a strong post player, okay, it's a great opportunity. Now, on the weak side, we have a little flare going on for our guy who reversed it. And that's the next step. Okay, so if we don't have jump shot, if we don't have high-low, we have weak side flare. All right, so all of these options are happening one after another. Right now we get it inside, and again, the weak side flare is occupying these guys. He's worried about the strong side corner, okay, which is just one-on-one in the post. And I see a couple big guys in here, okay. If you've got any kind of height advantage, you should get good opportunities from this.
So the flare's set for the point guard, right? After
the flare's for the point guard. That's right. All right, so we're almost done here. High screen. Point guard's looking for his own first. Okay, here they switch. Is this Olympus? No, Hillcrest. All right, they switch it. All right, which means point guard's man is now on post man. All right, that is a mismatch. Great. If they switch, okay, it's also point guard on post now. So if we had more spacing here, one-on-one with a 1 on a 5 or a 1 on a 4, that's a great opportunity to take that guy. If not, stretch him, throw back. All right, this guy in the post doesn't have great position here. All right, so he gets blown up here. All right, but now we're looking weak side flare. Now this guy is slow on that throwback. This guy should be en route to set that screen. All right, so it's a little slow, but this guy right here is catching. He's thinking shot. He's thinking dump down. Ball's over his head, and he's thinking weak side flare. All right, and even with that screener being slow, you can see, okay, pretty good opportunity. All right, slow break again. Looks like they're switching it. Okay, we should be thinking, looks like they're going to hard hedge here, all right, and try to recover. So if we can be quick here, okay, back, this guy is guarding this guy, all right. So if we can get that ball back out of that the bounce pass is slow. Ideally, we're going chest pass or overhead, all right, and they do a pretty good job. If this guy could shoot it, which you can't, it's a tough cover for them. All right. Now, weak side flare. Okay. Now, imagine if the teams like to switch, where that guy's going to take him. What would he do you think? Slip. Okay. So you're always looking, are they switching? And look at if this guy especially is denying, that slip opportunity on any slip, or on any switch, would be wide open. Okay. But they don't switch here. We get a pretty good opportunity. Now, when we're setting this screen, we're trying to get an angle where that guy goes over the top and doesn't go under. Okay, reason being is if you don't have shot, you have huge driving line. Okay, so when you're coming in from that angle, ideally this guy is coming up from the corner to set that screen. All right, but you can see right now where this guy is coming up. All right, he's trying to set that screen on 15. Get this going. Okay. What we want to do here is try to induce this guy to go over the top. If he goes over the top, then this guy can catch and drive baseline. If he goes underneath, he might have jump shot, but he loses his driving line. Okay, not a great screen. We'll see a better one coming up.
But even, when it's an early flare, even if it's not well set, it's because it's early. A lot of times you're still going to get a great shot.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Before the defense is set.
Okay, so here we go. High screen. Not bad. Okay, as far as spacing, it'd be one more step over, would be perfect. Okay, we roll. Point guard, little hesitation dribble. Can he turn the corner? If he could, he'd go. Doesn't like it. Okay, again, this guy's always wide open. He's concerned about the roll man. Okay, this guy could shoot it. Okay, great. Trying to reverse pivot seal on him. And again, we just didn't have great post players, but you can see what we're trying to do. Isolate one-on-one. All right, and now we have the weak side flare. Okay. Decent screen right there, forcing him to go over the top, and now look at this driving line. So you either have shot, okay, and this guy should be, this post player should be over here, okay, creating even more space after that seal. All right, again, be patient, point guard, be patient. Okay, again, if we could get this, there's one more step over, it creates so much more space. He goes under, the guy should be thinking shot, doesn't like it. We throw back, trying to get a seal. We're a little bit screwed up, this guy's got to rebalance. But now, again, we're trying to get an angle where this guy has to go over the top. He goes under, which pretty much only gives you a shot opportunity. This guy still goes baseline, but it's not, there's not a great driving line, okay? But driving baseline, this guy's going to fill, this guy's going to be in weak side corner, okay? And if you got a decent player, they can make something out of nothing, which is really what this guy does right here. Okay, not a great opportunity, even though he scored. All right, so waiting for that screen. Not a great screen. He rolls, takes up space. This guy really does want to stretch to the slot to set up for that flare screen. Okay, let's look at the high-low. Not bad. I throw it to him. Okay, if you can see numbers, all right, that means that guy is not being denied. I give him the ball. Now, he's got to want it, too. All right? He's got to want that ball and demand it. And if he doesn't get that ball, you can see he's already trying to bail out. All right, stay right. You got 3 seconds in there. Stay in there and demand that ball. That should be a post up. He's bailing out too early. But if we didn't have it, screen on the weak side. Right now, this guy is setting a good screen. This guy's inducing this guy to go over the top. If they switch, what do you think this guy's going to do? Yeah, he's going to roll. Okay, if they switch it right there. Now, if this guy, if he senses the switch beforehand, he could slip. All right. Now this guy's right here because he's given up on the post play. Okay, but if the ball is en route and you recognize a switch, you're going to roll, and you're going to roll anyway. Okay, but you can see right now if that guy didn't have driving line, that guy would roll. The guy drives, and the guy fills up top, and he adjusts, and that's probably a pretty good play.
Coach, that is a decently long pass. Did you ever have problems with that?
Well, that's why we have that screen.
Right.
So that's why. But the thing is if they're sniffing it out and they're thinking switch, the only way they're going to get that, we'll see it on this one. If they're thinking switch, then we're thinking slip.
Okay.
And so you always want to be aware. What are they doing? Okay, are they playing straight or are they switching? And then you adjust. So right here, high screen on this side. We throw back, we seal. Ideally, this guy is getting down into here and sealing in there with a hard roll. Okay, right now, screen is set, And you can see, I mean, they're worried about the shooter here, okay? If they were switching, we'd slip, all right? But the skip with the screen, again, this guy doesn't even see the ball. Rarely is that ever a problem. But you can see right now, that guy induced him to go over the top, and now we've got the huge driving line. And that's pretty easy to look. All right. Now, we don't have the seal, the weak side flare. We're going to exchange. This is going to go into the chin set that you guys, I think, have done a little bit of work with. Hopefully we'll get to this today. All right, where we reverse, back screen, and we look to go over the top for the layup. Okay. Okay, same thing. We look for the high-low. Okay, we look for the weak side flare. If not, we're going to exchange. This is not exactly in it, but the same idea. Pop out, try to get above these volleyball lines now in the vertical. Try to stretch that defense so that we can back screen behind it. Okay, right here. All right. See how they're going to play it. Usually this guy then gives a little bit of help. If they don't, okay, that's a layup. Okay, if they do help, we're going to go right into this flare. Okay, but back screen layups first option. Okay, looking for ISO, looking for flare. If not, we exchange. This guy is late on the screen here. Point guard got stuck in the post, so he misses that one, but now he's going to go in, and now he's going to set that flare screen top of the key. Okay, when you're setting a screen, your back should be pointed to where the cutter is going to end up. So this guy right now is in pretty good position there, setting that almost like a little diagonal screen. If he goes underneath, think shot. If he goes over the top, think drive.
So you guys know we didn't really run the flare, right? We ran chin without the flare.
Okay, so looking ISO, flare, dribble exchange, quick reversal, back screen, bad screen. Now it goes into the flare. Okay, again, you try to get that angle a little bit better. If the guy goes underneath, we're thinking shot. All right, this is the last one. All right, exchange, the guy's late, you gotta wait for him, Back screen, flare screen, over the top. Guy goes over the top of this screen, so now you're thinking, drive it. You can drive in here, draw defense, you can kick. If the defense doesn't come, you got yourself a layup. All right. I think that is it. Okay, so that's what we're hopefully going to get through today. All right, we'll see how far we get. All right, for warming up, every guy's got to get a ball. You got to be on the sidelines. Okay.
Ball's in that box too. Okay. You can take over for this until she gets back here.
Yeah. It's close enough.
Yeah. I'll keep your as much as possible. Okay.
You know how to do that, right?
Man, how you feeling right now?
Not bad.
I'm pretty still fine, man. I'm not.
You got to do one. Okay, now here's what you're going to do. Coach is going to be down there. Great, you want to grab that. You're going to come up in the half court. Imagine the chair as a defender. You're going to come up here. The first dribble is inside out. Fake. Okay, the crossover. Bring it back to your strong hand. Coach down there is going to be like an imaginary defender here. If you expose that ball, coach slap it out of their hands. Okay, give him some kind of choking pressure. So when you're coming in, imagine the defender's there. He's giving you the lanes. Just be strong with that ball. Don't expose it. Get your own rebound. You go out to that side. Everyone's gone through. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Okay, proper inside out dribbles only this side. All right, here we go. Inside out on this side. You'll end up on that side, stay there, put the back right hand, so you can alternate right, left, right, left. All right, here we go. Jump stop through your legs, come here, use the rim as a shield, use your offhand. So on this side, right hand side, left hand layup, protecting with your body. On this side, when you cross over, right hand. Sorry? No, you're going through here, and you'll end up there. You'll end up here, you'll end up there. Just working this side back and forth. Okay? All right, here we go. Nice job. Good. Don't switch hands out here because you're going to get stripped. Pull it back to the second hand. All right, here we go. Inside out, take the baseline drive. You could go near side. Okay, and challenge the big guys. Let's have you come underneath, okay, with this outside arm and reverse pivot leg. Okay, you guys got it? All right, here we go. Inside out.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay, on this side. I'm gonna go. Okay, on this side, your weak hand side. If you want to go with your weak hand, the left hand, tough shot, I would say right now, just go with your strong hand on this one first. Just try on that. But if you can do it, great. If not, use your strong hand on either side, reverse leg, use your strong hand. All right, here we go.
Christy, let's keep this.
I want the ball, okay?
You need to keep this with you, okay? So if you need to zoom it, zoom it.
Doesn't matter so much.
You guys can move up too. Why don't you guys move up a little bit?
Okay? Now, as we go down, let's say I come here. Alright? You guys are getting back. Okay? You guys are still in the middle. You dribbling. Keep dribbling. Go behind. Don't get this way. Go down straight. You'll get away. Now, zoom it out.
Yeah, I zoomed it out, but that's as far as it goes.
There's a chair.
The two defenders back. Really unlikely that you're going to get a layup, but if you're wide, if you can beat this guy, you got a chance. Okay, so if the point guard comes in and say he goes inside out and beats this guy, now we're coming on this side. I would abandon all those away from you. Abandon the corner, go to the rim. You stay wide. So now we're here. Now you're coming to the rim. It's 2-on-1 here. Oh my God. Draw this guy and okay, your decision. Point guard keeps the ball until you stop. Okay? It's wide. Now, whoever shoots the ball or turns it over has to be getting back. Okay, so let's say you drive in here, you kick, all right, you shoot. You're allowed one shot. There's no offensive rebounding in this drill. So regardless of this, you two guys on defense are going to be going down on offense. He's just drilling the play trying to prevent them from scoring. Okay, the two guys on B are going down on no. If this guy shoots, then probably he'll be in the dead corner. If he shoots, try to score, but as soon as you realize you haven't scored, you got to sprint back. So the ball goes up and runs there. He sprints back. There you go. What I would say right now is don't run up the floor. Let's make this game right. Okay? You're trying to rebound, number one. Try to get outside the lane. Get the pass right here. Okay? And go. Okay? Now, go back on me. The guy with the ball should be the strongest ball. We're not going to over. This guy comes in outside the lane. Take this guy miss. If he doesn't commit the ball, what you do? Take it. All right? If you can't get to the rim, all right, now you make the pass. Probably bounce pass or over the top, the chest pass, and less back here where you got some space. Chest pass where you don't guard games. So I go down or up, all right, but it's one pass over. Okay? All right, we'll start down, back down here. Let's play. Now we're going to keep score. 30 versus 11 point swings. We're playing threes and twos. All right, so if you have a layup for 3, tough call. You're a good shooter. 3's probably better than a layup. You're a bad shooter. 2's better. Know who you are. Okay? Doesn't mean that on that one pass there, I'm sorry, the two guys back and get 2 passes. Okay? So if that guy in the corner has a shot, if that guy comes out hard on him, he can beat him off the drive, and you still allow 1 more pass. 2 defenders, 2 passes, 1 defender, 1 pass max. Okay? Any more than that, and you're losing possession. All right, makes sense? All right, so here we go. We're right through to that defensive line. Here we go. Here we go. What is the point guard's job? Get to the lane. So right here, big guy right here, big guy's trailing. All right, you got one guy right here. You got to try to beat him. All right? Because what's going to happen here? He stops the ball. You make that pass. He takes that. He goes back. Everyone's coming back in. But you can. And you don't have to get to the rim. So he's here. All you got to do is make a move, get in here, keep this guy off. Okay, you got that pass there. You got the 3 there. You got to try to beat the top guy as a point guard. All right, so let's have the 2 defenders. You guys ready here? All right, you're back. All right, here we go. Defenders. Good job. Now you guys can mess that up. All right, right there. Now, the drill is now started. Okay, so we got 2 defenders there. The next guy's in line. You have the ball ready to go. Okay, you have 2 options here. If you're the point guard, you can just dribble it up. For the sake of the drill right now, let's just make a pass to one of these guys and go by. All right, let's take it. All right, 5.
Get it.
Okay. All right, shirts on the end line. Shirts on the end line. Get off. All right, we're going to do the game. It's called the 15, which means half court attack, full court attack, 15. Don't take time. Do all the sprint. You have to make that practice. If you miss a line, you fail the sprint. We usually have a coach at half court and a coach on the end line to make sure nobody's cheating. I got to go. All right, ready? Go. 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. All right, water. Get water.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you got that time?
Do I keep recording this? Do I keep I actually got that. Oh yeah, no, I am. Oh yeah.
Alright, so we would have a practice plan that we posted somewhere that has emphasis about the day. So if we don't have it posted, we're going to read the emphasis today for our team circle. Sprint up. Okay, sprint up. So if you want to fast break, you have got to beat the defense down the floor. Now think about it. If you guys are playing defense, your offensive guys in front of you, you're boxing them out. If you're doing defensive rebound, for instance, they are already a step towards the other basket away from you. A lot of them will just get that by shot. They're way to go for the offense. For you to get any kind of fast break opportunities, you have got to try to beat those guys who already have a step or two advantage down the floor, which means you have got to outsprint them. Okay? And hope that in transition, you have trouble fighting guys, whatever, and during that little chaotic moment, you guys can attack. But if you don't sprint to offense and they have time to recover and find their men or point to who they got in transition, they have that time. You got to play 5-on-5 and 5-on-5 stuff. Much better playing 4-on-3, 3-on-2, 2-on-1. Okay? Now, thought for the day, be right underneath that. You guys have to memorize this, see the practice plan. Okay, it was posted, and you have to know in the circle. If you didn't, you do some exercise. Okay? So, thought for the day. Nice. Okay. Who knows who John Wynn is? Nice. You know where? UCLA. They greatest coach of all time, do everything. Or at least they have the best talent of all time. Okay. Be quick, but don't hurt. What's that? Be quick, but don't hurt. Rush. Now that's a fine line. Right? How do you be as fast as possible without rushing? A lot of it's in mental. Okay, you're kind of getting that for a minute. That's why a lot of teams don't fast break. They turn the ball over because they're rushing. So the more skill you have, the more comfortable you are playing at pace, okay, the better things are. Your mind anymore maybe helps slow it down. Okay, so try to play as fast as you can without turning the ball over is the key. Okay, so again, you can't play fast without turning the ball over. Coach says no choice. You got to let's go down this set line. Oh yeah, sorry. Alright, so let's get a ball out here. Coach, can you grab that ball? Alright, let's get a point guard. Who's the point guard? Alright, right out here with the ball. Let's get a big guy. I need two big guys. Here's one.
Bradley's injured.
There's a second one.
He said I need 2 big guys, and I was like, Bradley's injured.
You know what? At some point, that might
Further guys can shoot. Alright.
Oh, should I stop?
Alright, let's have these guys come down here. Alright, those 5 guys come down here. Okay, so ball right now. Alright, ball's going up, we're playing defense down here. Okay, we're just walking through a slow way. So you guys are playing defense. The ball is here, you're playing an imaginary guy, one guy can play game if you want. Okay, shot goes up. All 5 are rebounding, I'm assuming, right? All 5 are rebounding. Now, nobody goes up the floor until we have secured that rebound. Now, great. As soon as we have secured the rebound, we got to know who you are. Wings go wide. Now, it may end up, okay, that you two end up, let's say, you're close, right? Let's say you're over here. Your guy's in the corner for some reason, and you're over here. Okay, there could be an open right here where both wings are on the same side. I would say don't, the lead guy, the first guy that you declare a side, you take the side. Alright? You, as the point guard, are trying to get the ball. Okay? So as you see this guy is here, I would go opposite and try to get there. Now you could, if you get stuck over here on the same side, you could try to push that guy through along the baseline. What you don't want to do is get in the way of the point guard. Alright? So try to get out, and it might be one of those things where it's going to be chaotic at times. Say you're trying to get the ball right there, you're going wide, alright, and you're seeing right here, it's like, what am I going to do? You might have to put the brakes on and go behind. Okay? But don't get in his way. Alright, now we're going now. Okay? 3 on 2 right here. Oftentimes, okay, it is post guys back. If we have a post guy who, for whatever reason, can get out in front, oftentimes post guys can outrun if they're working hard the other team's post guys because they're maybe slow. Okay? So if you can get down the floor, do it. But if you can't, okay, you can't create anything, you can put on the brakes. First post guy, let's say you rebounded, so you better be the first post player if you rebounded. Okay? If you're going to put on the brakes, get yourself wide up to the volleyball line. You're saying you can't create something off the dribble, which is always the first option. You're going to the strong side block when you're in the strong side block. Now, you're seeing second post player. You know nothing is said, but you're reading this guy and you're catching up to him. It's clear to everybody, and you're not tapping. You're going right into here to this spot, and you're trying to set this screen ideally right here. Alright, so that this guy is coming right over the top of that screen rather than go behind. If he does go behind, you could turn this way if you wanted to, and you could try to shoot behind him. If not, you're staying right there, you have this whole side of the floor to try to create. So, okay, screen, you'd like it to be out here, so that you get as much as possible. You come, alright, you're trying to create. Alright, if you can drive in here, as soon as he starts rolling, you're going to fill. Okay? So, maybe with the big guy here, if you're, his guy helps, alright, and his guy strong side. It's your strong side, it's jump rope. Okay? If it's your weak side, we're going to go both sides. If it's your weak side, I'm coming in here, jump stop, reverse pivot seal. I catch it to my weak side, I'm going to go into a follow-up. Okay? Or you can jump into that. You know, a big guy going to jump into both sides. Little guys in here, trying to make this shorter. You're going to try to get away from your guy, go off the lights. Okay? Going right to the rim. Yeah, right side. Right to the rim, and he's identified where is his man. His man probably in help, and he's waiting on the throwback, timing hopefully, so that you can seal this down. Okay? Now, we saw the flare streak. We'll work on that later. Yeah, we're looking high post, high low. Okay, so for right now, for drilling purposes, okay, let's just have 3 guys. The wings can be removed. So don't drill out back guys and all that kind of guys. So we're just going to start with the ball right here. Okay, screen is going to be set. You're going to be pitching. We're going to set it in here. We're going to come here. We're going to go out. Probably there's 2 ways you can roll. You can do this and look for it. The bad part of this is you lose sight of the ball for a split second. Okay? But it's faster. So that's better. Now for this, you know you're probably not going to get an ISO 2-man game without this guy screwing everything up. I would say probably quickness is good. But for this, doing this is good. You can see the guy all the time. You know that probably what's going to happen is you're looking at the quarter. Okay, you're going to throw back. You're going to see him throwing back. You can line your guy up and seal him. Okay? So I would reverse pivot on your roll here. Here, you're looking at it the whole way. You're jump stopping, sealing. We're going to throw it in, jump hook. Okay? So coach, let's have you just work on jump hook to the right-hand side. Meaning the ball will start on the right-hand side. I'll be out here with the ball on the left-hand side, where probably most of these guys, if they're right-handed, they'll seal, they'll catch, keep the ball high, and it goes balls in. Half court, 3-man game. Okay? Yeah. They are. That's right. That's right. Exactly. So wings got to be opposite. Okay? And posts got to realize who's first post, they go to the strong side block. Okay? The trailing post becomes the screener. Okay? Screener then pulls and seals. Okay? Now, one other thing. Okay? This guy. Okay, setting that screen, I'm going to be this guy right here. Okay? So, set the screen. Okay. He rolls. I'm coming up. Now, this guy is thinking gloves when he catches the ball. Get in the way. Stinky shot. Always think shot. Now, you want to stretch out to that spot so you're 15 feet apart. Okay, you're trying to turn that corner if you can. If you throw that, if you want to catch front pivot, and you want to catch front pivot and big shot. Alright, so this is going to be your shot. If you don't have it here, okay, you're bringing it right up. It's going to be an overhead pass, right leg guys, outside shoulder. Okay, overhead, post to post. Okay. On this side, don't really work on this footwork. On this side, let's have the point guard on this side. Point guard on this side of the ball. Okay, screen is set. Looking in the corner. Good, nothing. Here, inside foot towards the basket here. Nice front pivot here. On that shot, I'm looking dump down. And the next option will be overhead pass and seal. Third option is nothing. Okay, this game, you go in your chin. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, that'll be the next step. That's correct. As soon as that guy throws back, at the flight of that pass, we should have reverse pivot seal inside, flare screen, that should be simultaneous. Okay? Alright. Questions? You good? Alright, so we have to do it with coach. Coach, ball on the right hand side, down with the knee, ball on the left hand side. And coach, let's have perimeter guys and post guys all interchangeable. This way, that's the way we're going. Ball in there.
getting out of control. This is getting ridiculous.
Sorry.
Right? Like, I'm so over it. Oh, Jesus, I go to church every Sunday. Why am I still not having it? But even Ian.
First pivot, see the ball around, look in. Now you see this guy.
I am so skinny. Look at that. He knows he's doing this. His song looks ridiculous. I'm going to Can you just agree with me? Like, just be honest. One girl forgot her bra, and it was a lot. Once at a time. summer. I cannot breathe. And I was like, you just see me in the middle of the game on the laptop. Yeah, first time I ripped it, and I was like, okay. street is
doesn't screw up your filming here, you guys, both you guys can have them.
Now, we're just going to rebound.
Can I have all of it to myself?
And at this point, let's just go like okay? Point guard.
I think these are big.
Putting on the brakes. You're waiting for that ball screen. First possession here, I want the point guard just to read that ball screen, create a space. You have to roll the fill. The point guard, maybe a little hesitation dribble, and I want you to blow into that space. Okay, first one's easy. Point guard, lay up off the ball.
Some of that.
Okay, now tell everyone inside the arc. Play defense.
Wait, what's the other one?
Right, for this right now, though, let's just have post players read out. I think you guys are out. Wings go
That,
wide.
so on the little dog. I'm allergic to cinnamon. Did you give me the cinnamon? No, that's cinnamon. That is cinnamon.
Okay, so we got your first post. Now you got copy. Sit down here. You're the first post player. Who are you got?
I think that's sausage. We can take Yes, it is.
You're going right through your end.
To be able to eat
See, he's declared that side. You're just going to end up right here. And all you're waiting for now is clearing that space. The ball screen as he rolls.
These are right down at 9th and 21st, Brad.
At where?
You know where that Midas is?
Yeah.
It's just on the other side. It's north of it.
That's pretty close to me.
These guys do the same thing going down. Okay, one guard, hesitation. Okay, take the back. Here we go. Wings wide, wings wide. Good. Good job. All right, there's one for Shane. That's good. Good. Shirts up.
I don't know what.
Sub in for the next round. All right. Point guard, hesitation, dribble, blow the back.
You have bacon?
No, I'm
Now,
sausage.
point guard is point guard.
Yeah, that's sausage.
All right, here's the wings. All right, two wings. You need two posts. There's one. Your post. All right, you guys know all the spots. And that's the thing. In the game, coach is probably going to have you in the spot that's best for you. But I would practice, especially in skeleton, where you know everybody's spot. As a perimeter guy, it's helpful to know what the post guys are trying to do, and vice versa. Even though in the game you might not be in that position, probably won't. Okay? It's a little important to know the footwork and whatnot. All right, same thing. One guard hesitation drive. All right, here you go. slot to slot, straight to defense. Actually, no. I want you coming in here, you're looking at it, you're driving, but the strong side cornerman's defender has help. All right, you're going to get into the lane. Hopefully in the lane, draw that defender. You're going to take it to that guy for 3. Okay, quarter 3 off the
No,
drive.
that ain't it.
Quarter 3. All right, we got 2-1 skate. A little bit harder now, you got to take 3. All right, here we go. Big guy, rolls, loses the ball. All right, you fill.
I'm not having
All right, go. All right, you want shirt.
a long time.
Not bad. That's short. 2-2. 2-2. Shirt's up. All right. Dribble that, dribble drive, and kick. Dribble drive, and kick. All right, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. All right, here we go. Slide. Jump. Not bad. Finish. Okay, point guard, demand that ball. Oh! Okay, outlet. What do you got to say, coach, for, you got me all outlet? Give me all outlet? All right, so point guard, if you're the point guard, try to get out some traffic and yell out. All right, let that guy know you on the ball. All right, here we go, same thing. That's it. Knock it down. That's it. Finish. There we go. Switch up. 2-2. All right, this time, point guard. Okay? You're trying to grab it, you can't. You stretch it. You're going to hit the throw that guy. All right, fill that. Okay? You're going to be a post player. I want you to catch it, front pivot, right into that shot. 3-point shot.
Remember we talked about the other day where they're down the stuff with their offense. It's really important what they've done the offense. Doing the game's easy, right? There's no way else to transfer. Okay? You gotta push the ball hard, you gotta run the floor hard. If you're set that, what we call drag screen, you gotta roll hard. And just like you're going to slice situation, right? Okay?
And I did, Coach, I did tell these guys to go 3/4 speed just so they know what they're doing. But he's right. Once you guys feel comfortable, that would certainly be a point of emphasis. Right now, I set you guys up for that. So I apologize. But I would say right now, while you're still getting comfortable, we'll be quick and guard as fast as you can, but still be solid. Okay? All right.
Does mean? Sure.
Yeah, I would say close player. Yeah, try to mix it up a little bit so we go the same way. It would be switching spots. We're going to read down on the other side. Switch spots. Okay. All right. So this time, post player, and then when we go down there and switch sides. So you shoot going that way, you shoot coming that way. Okay. Here we go. Field goal. Let's think about this. Big guys out here in the slot taking a shot. Okay, right here, ball. Okay, you do the roll right here. Right, so you're here. You're over this corner. All right, he is shooting the ball. Okay, what do you think this guy should be doing on that shot?
Music started.
Rebounding. There's nobody between you and the basket. You got these guys who say you need free license for you to attack that basket and not rebound. You need to be a little guy. All right, 3-2 skid. All right, you got your two sides. Here we go. Ball, ready. Good. Not bad. Good job. One thing I'd say right here is try to get into the slot to a 50 feet. That was probably 18 pass, guard to guard. That's a great way to get guard. Okay, so get a little bit closer to him. 15 feet is perfect. All right, 3-2 skin. All right, here we go. Skins are on defense. Okay. So full court offense game is right over there. Make sure it says 6 guys, not 6 guys. So I'm going to throw it up right now. Now, for full court offense game, excuse me, okay, we're going to make this live. So you're going to have to box out. I put this ball up. I'm going to miss on purpose, hopefully. All right. Shirts, you're on offense right now. All right. I would say maybe point guard, you hang back. The 4 guys crash. Shirts, if you get an offensive rebound, you score. If you score, that counts as 1 or 3, and then you go on defense and you get the run. All right. So right now you guys are trying to get an offensive rebound. Skins, you're trying to box them out and get that ball. Once they've gotten the ball, okay, Shirts, get back and play your normal half-court defense. Half-court game. Okay, makes sense? All right, here we go. Just need good defensive position. All right, crowd in front of me if you're a good defense. I'm shot. Yes, I'm here. You're probably over here a little bit. You're probably in the master on your defensive principles. Okay, you're probably a step off
Is that what I
here.
can do?
I might try. Okay, so I got nothing. I'm going to go by myself. All right, here we go.
Well, not
There we go. So just try to follow the action as much as possible. You can sit and do it too. Gotcha. Just see it right there. Okay? You can probably move it up a little bit too. All right, you guys can go. Okay, let's see it. Down right there. Yeah.
Skins on the inside. Skins on the inside. Little box.
starts to show back.
Got that. Let's look over there. Over there and plug it in. Gotcha. And it plugs in right here on this side. But just tell me if it starts doing that. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's starting right now. It's already showing.
It is?
Yeah.
See that, bro. That's super sure. Gotcha. Put out as much as possible, though. Thanks, buddy.
Good idea of the world, just know it's 3 minutes unless it's wide open. Tough play, this particular rate. Rather be safe than sorry. All right. Good? Here we go. Bring it out.
gotta switch spots, man. Good shot, Eli. Good shot, Jack. Good shot, Jackson. Crooked! You're the fastest kid out here, man. You've won.
You won't be able to, no, there's nothing. You won't be able to take the ball.
First post on the block, second post, set the screen, wing wide. Okay, so we set the screen. Now nice and wide, good. We're using the screen. First build, roll, build, down, nothing, we throw back, we seal. Okay, as this is happening on that throwback, we were wide, probably, I'd say, almost in the dead corner. Okay? Again, you want to induce this defensive guy who on the flank of that pass, jump to the pass, be a defensive player. Alright? You are going to come up to set this square street. Okay? So you're head up in this guy. And you're trying to get this guy, if I'm going to recover as your player, you can stay right on the arc here. I mean, it's almost like a drift street where you're reversing, and I mean, your momentum is going to take you right into that player. So you're coming right here, okay, you're throwing back, and you're just drifting because you want a three-point shot. You're headhunting that defender wherever he is, okay, inducing him to hopefully come over the top. Now, we're going to break down its stations again on this flare screen, okay, as you're coming away from the ball, your ball is up high because that's the first option, get inside the big guy. If you don't have it, keep that ball high, and now you're going over the top. I'm going to catch. I'm a right-handed shooter here. I'm catching. Left foot's going to be my front foot. I catch, and I go right into that shot on the side. Now, as I'm shooting, you're screening, and you're rolling. If they were to switch, I can be taking shots, I can go again. Okay? So right now, Coach, I would say, let's have them take 2 jumpers, and then have 2 roll layers. Okay? Now, on this side, for right-handed shooters, it's the exact opposite if you're a left-handed shooter. Let's have the ball start on that side now. Okay, so set that screen. Stretch, roll on the throwback. See that dead corner? Okay, now you're coming up, set that screen. We're drifting. Now I'm going to drift guy here. I'm drifting. We're looking at high low, nothing. Now I'm catching its inside foot here. 1-2 rhythm, and I'm shooting. So for a right-handed shooter, 1-2 rhythm, left, right, or right, or a left-handed, 3 lefties here. Or for you catch here, then you right, left. Alright, that's be the natural rhythm for you guys. Okay? So again, 2 shots, 2 dumbbells. Now let's go we need 4 guys. Alright, so let's start right here for the drill's sake. We can eliminate the wrong side of the ring. Alright, so you there. Okay, 4. Okay, so we're going to set that screen. We're going to roll, we're going to build, we're going to stretch, throw back, look high low, good, go. That's exactly what we're doing. So it's a good footwork, 2 shots, okay, 2 rolls. Make sure this guy who is sealing here, okay, when that guy doesn't look at you right now and he goes over the top, you're going to have to release on this side. Alright, you can be right here. That guy drives and your guy helps. There's that right here on the side of the leg. Which I think we saw on the film one time. Yep, and just rotate the position. That's what everyone's on there. No, I would say just keep rotating, so you know it's just splash. So just figure it out as far as everyone's getting 2 shots, 2 rolls, we'll switch that. Okay. All right, back through down here. So coach said you start with the ball on the left-hand side, and we'll start with all the right-hand side. Okay. All right. So we have the lefty right here. So lefty, when you fade, it's going to be 1-2 rhythm, right, left. For everyone else here, it's going to be back, left,
Good shot, Peter. Good shot, Ivan.
Hey, whose cookies are these?
So that guy, when he comes off the screen and throws back, he just drifts along the rest. That's right. This guy, the guy who's guarding the point guard on the throwback, he's going to be here, okay? And so he should be, it's going to be somewhere in here, okay? All right. With the dribble, he guards the point guard.
P, is this yours?
Yeah, so he steals right here on that skip. Weak side block. Weak side block. And he rebounds. Now here we go.
Good shot. What was it?
Say something.
Yeah, he's asking for time.
Asking for time. Who's asking for time?
Eli.
Oh, Eli.
Eli. It's 12:25. Good shot, Hassan.
Go to the tab, one roll there.
Good shot, Eli.
Now
Good shot. Kill it. Kill it. Hey, kill it. Kill it. Good shot, Wayne. Jackson. Bam, bam. Hey, kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Okay. Kill it. What do you see in football?
Get rebound. Good pass, crooked. Good pass. Good pass, P.
Our second option is high-low. You guys do a better job getting here, sealing and wanting the ball. Yep, you get right to that basket like you can. Third option is the flare. Okay, big shot first. Big shot first. All of you got. All right, going down the same thing.
Coach, is this your stuff?
Alright, any option you want. Any option you want. One has to be a layup, one has to be a three to win the game. Alright? One has to be a layup, one has to be a three. Anything you want, just flat. Read off your teammates, do whatever you want. Alright, go.
Let's go, Jackson.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 2, 3. Give it to me. Give it to me. You guys got to come out of the game, though. You guys got to come out. I'm tired.
go, P.
Let's go, Luca, man. Good shot, P.
Yo, come here. How do you stop recording?